I've been good, I guess. I had some health issues 2 years ago. Had a heart attack. Um, but I've been trying to take care of myself. Been in the gym the past few months. So yeah, just trying to take care of myself. I'm way better than I was at that point when it happened. Quit smoking, quit drinking. Uh, yeah, so since October 6th, 2023, been sober, just trying to live a better life, you know? So, yeah, in general, pretty good. I was basically at home, just chilling. I used to smoke a lot of weed. So before going to bed, I mean, I smoke all day, but yeah, before going to bed, I always smoke a joint. So, went outside, smoke a joint. Usually go for a walk. So I went for a walk, and then when I came home, started feeling like pressure in my chest. Uh, I've had anxiety attacks before, so I thought it was that. So I was like, all right, let me chill, let me meditate, let me just try to breathe, breathing exercises, all that. And wouldn't go away. After a while, I was like, all right, let me just try to sleep it off. And it would come back in waves. After like an hour or so, I was like, yeah, that's not normal. So I had to went to emergency, went to the Jewish, got checked in. Um, did the initial triage. They said that I was okay. Um, the guy at the front was like, "Oh, you're gonna be all right. Everything looks good." So I'm waiting to see a doctor still, and then like these pains would still come, and I think they ended up doing a blood test. When the blood test came in, they were like, "You had a heart attack," and then they checked me in. I had to have a stent put in, and I was there for the weekend basically, and then they let me out. But yeah, laying there for like 3 days, it's definitely a wake up call. You kind of don't know what to expect. You don't know what's gonna come up next. You're waiting to do this operation. Uh, yeah, you're just kind of like in limbo, waiting for things to happen, and you can't do anything but just wait, and think, and you're basically alone with your thoughts and shit. But yeah, definitely felt scared. Like you don't know the severity. I guess like heart attack is definitely serious, but I guess until it happens to you, then you're like, fuck, like what next? Like how long do I have to live? Like how long do I have left and shit? Like it's uh yeah, you don't know. And then like the fear of the operation, like is the operation gonna go well? Are you gonna there's definitely risks when that type of shit happens too. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of fear. Then I guess it's like trust in God, trust in the universe, like that things are gonna be okay, and like hope for the best, I guess. I mean, it took a minute, like probably like a week after it happened, 2 weeks after it happened, I had um I guess like withdrawals from like the weed and cigarettes and all that shit. Like I was getting withdrawals, so I would get like lightheaded, um, almost to the point of like fainting. I never fainted, but it was almost to that point. Like I would get up and like feel like bad lightheaded, and uh at one point I thought I was having like another heart attack, like so I ended up going back to the emergency, and the doctor he did all the tests again, and then this time he's like, "Nah, you're fine. Like it's anxiety, you're having a panic attack." Um the doctor himself had a heart attack before and was like, "Listen, you're going through these stuff. It's normal to have these fears, have these feelings, but like he's like, you're okay." So um that calmed me down and allowed me, I guess, to like breathe, to like be relieved from that. So yeah, that helped a lot, like just knowing that someone else went through it. I still feel like I'm the same pretty much, but it's just dealing with certain things, dealing with like anger, dealing with just different issues, I guess, like sadness or whatever you go through in life. Like I always had like a joint to go to, like a spliff to calm me down or to just cut the tension, whatever it was, like just an escape. And the past couple years, I'm still like, even to now, I'm still learning how to deal with that because like that literally been all my life where there's always weed, whether it was like when I was a teenager to now. So like over 30 years, 35 years of like smoking weed, it was like there was always that spliff, So till this day, like I guess it's all those years of trying to break that habit of having an escape. So now it's literally just dealing with shit. It's like fuck, I'm pissed. It's like, all right, I guess I'm gonna be pissed like for a minute, like just to deal with it. You gotta face it. So all these years of not facing it, now I'm learning how to do that, which is it's been tough, but I'm still learning. There's definitely more of an appreciation. I downloaded it like an app, like a gratitude app. Uh, at one point, I don't do it now, but for the first few months, I was definitely on that shit like every day. Just every day, try to think of like one thing that you were grateful for, and it gave me a different perspective. Um, it didn't last long writing it, but you definitely think about it more every day. Like even if you're not writing it down, I'm still like appreciative of more things than I was before. And then like just knowing that this is kind of like my second chance, it's um yeah, you definitely look at things differently, and the little things that used to be like, I don't know, piss you off or get you angry or whatever, like it doesn't really matter as much anymore. This past year was probably one of my busier years as a DJ. It's fucked up to say, but like yeah, like without smoking and all that shit, like it made my mind, I guess, a little bit more clearer, and I was able to hustle more, get more gigs. Yeah, I was like really busy this year compared to the other years. Like this past summer, I was working like 3, 4, 5 gigs a week compared to other years where it would probably be like 2, 3. So, I never thought that weed was like a handicap, I guess. I always looked at it as a positive thing, but having stopped, it was like, and looking back, yeah, it probably did hinder like uh my career a little bit. Alcohol was never an issue for me, I guess. Like it wasn't I would drink at the club. I never drank at home or anything like that. Even house parties with friends, I wouldn't really drink. It would really just be like a club thing. So quitting that wasn't that hard. Honestly, like I don't even think about alcohol at all. But weed, I think about weed every day still to this day. Like I smell it, I'm like, damn, that smells good. Like um but yeah, that's like still like I dream about weed still. I dream about it, I think about it, but I know that I can't go back to it. So it's like it's really like I guess like a battle, every day. The nightlife doesn't care. Like the nightlife doesn't give a fuck, about your health, your whatever, man. The nightlife is it's all about money and like the party. So as long as the party keeps going, then nothing else matters. Like I've had friends that DJs that have passed away, and or whatever had health issues, but it's like it's like, all right, on to the next one. Like we'll find another DJ, we'll find another promoter, we'll find another host. Like, uh, I know managers that have health issues, this and that, and it's like, okay, you feel bad for them, like, or they feel bad for you, and whatever, but it's on to the next after. Like they're not gonna stop. They're not gonna promote fucking that the nightlife is like a toxic place. When you stop drinking, uh people will like just disregard you. Like it's everyone's rounding up people for shots, and it's like, yeah, yeah, all right, let's get a shot, let's get a shot. They know that I don't drink, so they won't even, like, it's like, all right, well, fuck, I'm not even gonna talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just keep going. Like, so yeah, I don't think the nightlife really cares. When we came up, I guess like in the 90s, when we were like 16, 17, 18, like going to clubs, um, you had to like really like dress up. You had to wear dress pants. You had to wear dress shoes and button ups and this and that. And um, that was never our way. So when we started our own shit, it was really like, we're gonna do something that represents us, that represents our people, our friends. And so I remember like Jericho came up with the term. So on all the flyers, it would be like dress code enforced. Uh, Semi-formal dress code, no running shoes, this and that. So yeah, Jericho, my partner, would put funky, not junky on the flyers. So it was like basically, if you dress good, you're getting in. It didn't matter if you were wearing fucking jeans, if you were wearing kicks, if they're clean, you look good, your fashion style was good, you were gonna get in. So when we did our Sunday nights, that's what really stood out from a lot of other clubs, was being able to wear what we wanted to be, represent us, represent who we were. A lot of clubs weren't playing hip hop, or it was frowned upon, or like, let alone like dance hall and shit. So when we were doing our parties, we made sure that like, this was the music that we wanted to play. This is the clothes that we want people to wear. Like, it really represented us, and it was, I feel like, one of the rare places, very few places, where we weren't the minority. And every club that you go to in the city, whether you're Asian, black, whatever it is, like, you go to these clubs and you're the minority. So you go to Tokyo, it was really something where we weren't the minority. We were the majority. It was all like, you know children of immigrants. Like, it was all, every single color that was there, at Tokyo. So that was something that I really take pride in, was having that diversity. So the crew is Goon Tribe. uh Jericho came up with the name. So the goons were the guys that basically did the dirty work for the mob. And when we were working for the promoters, when we first started, we were basically the guys that did all the dirty work. Like, we were the ones that were passing out flyers on the streets. We were going to movie theaters on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, putting flyers on all the cars, going downtown on St. Catherine, whatever street was popping, we were putting flyers on the cars. We're going to malls, giving out, VIP passes to everyone, like in the malls and shit, going to all the schools. So we were doing the dirty work. That's where Goon Tribe came from. And then when we started our own promo shit, like when our promo company, uh, we we didn't want to just hire other people to do the work. We're like, we're the we're the ones that know how to do it. Like, that was our strength. So um everything was done in house, from like from graphic design to having the DJs to promoting the parties to passing out the flyers to putting posters up. We were the ones doing it, and then taking pictures, doing all that shit, like flyer designs to website designs to all that shit was us. Jericho's good, mentally he's good, but physically he's not, I guess. As far as the impact on me, that's probably been one of the toughest things like that I've had to go through, like not having like my best friend around, my business partner around, like every day. So it was like literally an everyday thing. I would see this guy every day. Everything we worked on was together, and not having that is it's been tough. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, uh it's been hard to go through a lot of the shit. And then also as a DJ, like I said, like I've had like one of the best years of my life as a DJ, and not having him around to see it, like that was pretty tough, I want him to be proud of what I've done and what I do, like I feel like I'm one of the guys that's keeping, the legacy of Goon Tribe like alive, so there's some pressure that I feel definitely where it's like uh at the next party I gotta do it, it better be good, so um but yeah, as far as like dealing with it, like I don't know, it's just like something else that I gotta deal with, like it's just part of life. Clubs don't cater to our people, like to what we want or what we need. So since Tokyo, there hasn't been many places that cater to us. So we, or the younger versions of us, have to find their own ways to do it because they're not getting it from the mainstream clubs or whatever. So they have to create their own environment where they feel like they belong and that this is for them because like I said before, like the clubs, it's we're the minorities, man. Like at most of these places, so the young guys that like us, they have to create their own space. They have to create their own environment where they can have their music, where they can have their people, their vibe, and whatever it is, without having to feel like the outcast at the mainstream club. There was no in between, I guess. Like you really had the hood spot or you had the white spot, I guess. And um yeah, like we were always the outcasts, man. Like always. So when we started our night, we that was really the goal, was to have a place that was for us. Like, and even that at that, it was on a Sunday night, man. Like they wouldn't give us a Friday or they wouldn't give us a Saturday. They give us the fucking shittiest night of the fucking week on a Sunday night. And but we're like, we're gonna make it the best Sunday night, and it turned out to be their best night at the club. Uh, and eventually they changed their whole format where almost every night was kind of like what Sunday was. They were playing hip hop on every night of the week at Tokyo Bar, like towards the end, because you know we had a good formula. We had something going on where we felt our people felt welcome. Or you could show up on Sunday, you knew you were gonna see someone you knew. Like it was just a good vibe. We tried to be the best hosts we could and just try to take care of people because we knew what it was like to be the outcast at a club. So this was our space. Going to clubs like Tiffany's, Rainbow, places like that. Those were like the I guess like the hood spots, the Caribbean spots, the Jamaican spots, and to me that was like that's that was just the real shit. It wasn't watered down. It was real. You would get your real dose of dance hall and soca or like reggae, and that's where I wanted to be. That's where I felt like, okay, the music, this is what it's all about. And the way they talk, the way like the MCs would talk, like that was my influence, was those type of places, those DJs, like the Little Thunders, and when we would get to see the different DJs that would come from Jamaica, like Stone Love or whatever. Like to me that was like a huge, huge, huge like influence for me. Even like the way I MC, the way I talk, like that's all from that culture. Like that, those parties and whatnot. And the few times that we did get to play at these parties was like, those are things that I will like never forget, that I'll cherish, because if you were able to do it there, like, and you got the respect, it meant a lot. And some of those parties are still to this day some of the best parties that I've ever been to. I don't want to sound like the old guy, but we had a we had it really good, man, when we were younger. Like, um, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the no phones, maybe the no social media thing, but when we partied, man. Like, we didn't care. You know, there's no cameras to be shy about. There's nothing. It was just go out, party. Like, guys were wild, girls were wild. There was nothing. There was no proof of anything, so we could be as crazy as we wanted without anyone finding out the next day. Like, nowadays it's on the phone right away. You can't even. There's nothing you could get away with these days. Back when we were young, there was zero proof of us acting a fool, us acting crazy. It was, yeah, it was a free for all basically. You know, and then you want to go talk to girls, you go talk to girls. Like, there's no phone like to look at girls. Like, you wanted to go talk to chicks, it's like you go to the club, man, and that's where you'll go meet somebody, go talk to somebody. Little slow dance at the end of the night. But nowadays, yeah, i- it's different. When people express their gratitude, or like they'll thank us for inspiring them to do, I don't know, to be a DJ, to be a graphic designer, to open up a business, whatever it is. Even just to have attended like our parties, people would express gratitude. Like, oh, those were the best days of my life. Going to Tokyo Bar on Sunday, going to whatever party. Like, and it's not till those moments where it's like, where I think back and be like, damn, we did as a collective accomplish like a lot of shit. Throw some dope parties, open businesses, open restaurants, like open a barber shop. Uh, so yeah, it's dope to look back at things, definitely, man. Like, but like I said, like, I don't really think about it on my own, but when people bring it up, it's dope. Like, it's humbling. It's dope to know that we did have an impact on people, and that there are people growing up that look up to us, look up to what we've done. And yeah. No, thank you guys, man. Appreciate it a lot, man. Got some stuff off my chest.